Hi, welcome back to the Jac and Glen Channel. I'm Jackie.
I'm my husband, Glenn.
He's my husband, Glenn.
Hey, before we get started, make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit that bell notification. See, sometimes you got to ignore certain people because I've been out there doing some solo things. Jac has been with me, so she want to make an emphasis that is Jac and Glen.
No, it wasn't so much about you as much as letting people know I'm still here.
Right. Ain't nothing happened between us. We still here. We still here.
I'm still here.
She's still here. All right, but I've been doing some videos.
I'm still standing.
I've been doing some videos on my own. Make sure y'all check those out. But while you're here, make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification. Today we're talking about, man, I messed up. I'm about to say Love is Blind, but we're talking about Married at First Sight.
See, this what happens when you get used to doing stuff by yourself. You get shows mixed up. I come back from Married at First Sight. Okay.
We're doing Married at First Sight, episode number 2. Episode number 2. We still have some weddings in the Windy City to talk about. Ready? Let's get to it.
Okay. Real quick, let's do this because they got married last time.
Right.
So we just touch on them real quick.
Mm.
We see Camille and Thomas.
Camille and Thomas.
Okay, blown away. I forgot. He's 10 years older than her.
Yes, 10 years older than her. And has a twin.
Yes.
Who wanted him to marry his twin wife.
Yeah, we found out that his twin is married to a twin.
They wanted Thomas to marry the twin. It didn't work out.
So they can have all their kids would be double cousins, and those would be the only cousins they got. That's not cute.
No.
I mean, no. Does he have other siblings? Because he says he's adopted, right?
He's adopted. So he had other siblings. Yeah.
Well, I don't know. But anyway, so they talk about that. He says, his wife is beautiful. They're getting along. He's excited. He was excited to see her. And they talk about where they grew up in. She grew up in Evanston and then moved to Champaign. And he was like, wow, I lived in Champaign for 5 years. And yeah, they talk about that, how they really could have crossed paths, but they didn't. Yeah.
I mean, the area of Chicago or those cities are big cities. Champaign is not a small place.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, anybody can cross paths.
Yeah. And so he tells her again, like I said.
Truth be told, I don't think they'd be in the same circles.
Maybe not.
I don't think Thomas don't seem like he'd be in the same circles as Camille.
I think you'd be surprised. But anyway, he explains why there are 2 moms at the wedding. Because again, he's adopted. So he has his adoptive mom, then he has his biological mom. Yeah. And
the whole adoption thing was weird. Unless he found his he didn't explain. Did he find his biological mom later on in life?
Yeah, he said.
Okay, I missed that part.
He found her 7 years ago, I think he said. And so then they talk about his last name being McDonald. And he was like, don't worry, I'm not kin to that whole McDonald's fortune. And she says Camille McDonald. And I was like, that don't sound bad. That don't sound bad. But
I know you're big on last names because my last name was weird. We probably not have gotten married.
No, not if it was weird, but if it didn't sound right with my name.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, they're married. We'll get to them some more in the coming episodes. So, okay. Who did we start with? Who was the first wedding? I'm all out of order. I don't know who got married first.
I think it was Juan.
Carla and Juan.
Yeah, Carla and Juan. I think that was next.
Carla and Juan.
They all start running together in these married episodes.
Yeah. So I don't know who got married in what order. We're just gonna do it. Okay?
Yeah, let's do it.
Because I'm back.
Yeah, you back.
And I can do that.
It's good to have a partner.
So Carla talks about how she's a go with the flow type of person. She's a universe person. She's an energy person.
She's a free spirit, man. She be moving. She wants to dance.
Yeah, she likes to surrender to the universe. Well, she says she's a dancer, but the funny part is when her and Juan talk about dancing later, I was like, but you don't know that one? That's different. But anyway, so she says, I kind of feel that connection already because all the couples kind of touched on this. It's something wild and crazy. And if this other person is doing it too, it's like we're connected in that space.
Which is good because the other season sucked. These people didn't know what was going on. At least these people have some kind of clue of what Married at First Sight is all about.
Yeah. And in her space, getting ready for the wedding, she's got her sister. She's got 3 sisters and her mom.
Mm-hmm.
So she said she's got a big Latino family. Okay.
Have you ever met a small Latino family?
So yeah.
I haven't.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to be that person, but I've never met a small.
Yeah. Yeah, I did. I grew up with like he only had a couple of siblings.
Okay.
Yeah. And then his family didn't live here, so
Gotcha.
the guy I went to school with. But anyway, so we see Juan meet up with his family. So he meets up with his two brothers and his dad. And off the rip, he's speaking Spanish with them. And dad is just like, they're overjoyed to meet, it seems like, for Juan. They're happy for him.
That Juan getting married. They tired of Juan being out there. And I know when we watched it, you and I think my daughter was watching, like, oh, he's handsome.
No.
I think Janae?
No, she didn't see it, I don't think.
Oh, yeah.
But, yeah, I was like, oh, okay. He's nice looking,
Like he's ready for TV. Hint.
What?
Because I think some of Juan's actions a little bit later was not genuine.
Oh, okay. But I was like, obviously he's the best looking brother. Not that the other ones weren't. Not that the other ones weren't. I was just like, okay. But I say his dad gives him a toast in Spanish, salud. They going in, having a good little time. And his thing that he shared is his life has been a lot of unknowns. Yeah. He came here as an immigrant to this country. We find out later he's Colombian. So he came here from Colombia, come to an unknown country. He's had a lot of spaces when it came to school and stuff like that. I had a lot of unknowns, didn't fit in type of thing. So he's used to that. So he says basically this is on brand for something he would do.
Yeah.
He's somebody who likes to dance and he's spontaneous. And then we see Carla talking to her family. It's like, remember at Thanksgiving when I told y'all the next Thanksgiving I wasn't going to be by myself. Or the next time you see me. She said this at Thanksgiving. Next time you see me, I'm going to be married. She's like, I was manifesting this. I spoke it into existence.
She's big into manifesting.
Yeah. So she said, I manifested my husband. And she's like, I've been speaking spells. It's very magical. And so she says she has a close family. Just keep going. She has a close family with a lot of unconditional love.
Yeah.
And so she says that's why she hadn't been in a relationship. She didn't really want to settle for a relationship if it didn't really fit that love theme that's in her family.
But then I have a question that though. You don't want to settle for a relationship, but you go into a married at first sight where you don't know how it's going to be. So you kind of settling for this because you're settling for what the experts give you.
Yeah, but she said she didn't want to settle for a relationship that she didn't feel that kind of love. And so that goes back to if this person is in this process, obviously they're in that space too.
They're in that space too, but it may not be the love that she's looking for.
That's true. That's true.
Which made me think, is she a runner? Because if it's not the love that you're looking for, are you just going to go ahead and bow out? Or if the universe tell you that this is the guy, are you can go ahead and bow out?
I don't know.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So it becomes a lot of questions with them.
And she was like, even though it's scary, like I love him already.
Really?
She asked him that at the altar too.
I know.
But anyway,
she's all in.
I thought it was so funny when she was getting her hair done and everything. She said, give me a lot of volume. I want to look like a 60s pinup girl. And so later you could say she got a big poof in the back. She's got her veil attached to. I was like, okay.
Hey, at least I like the energy. I love her energy. I love the fact that she likes that. So I think Juan liked it too because he's smiling the whole time when they got married, when they was at the altar.
So her parents aren't there, but her mom sent a letter through her sister.
Yeah.
And she was like, I don't expect anything else. You've always done it your way. You're doing it your way, even though this process, I'm like, I don't understand it, but you've always done it your way. So again, on brand for you. And neither one of her parents are there.
Neither.
Not too much for the TV. So
a lot of parents are not like. A lot of people don't want to be on the TV. They don't want to, put this stuff out there. They don't think they look well on TV. The whole production stuff.
And him talking to his family is like, you think mom will grow to love this girl? That's a concern. And he's like, no, I don't think it'll be a struggle. And the brother's like, you're not easy. So we just want to encourage you, give it a chance. You got to compromise, but don't stop being yourself. But no, You can't be your regular self and be like, ah.
Be difficult.
And so then when he prepares to go to the aisle, his mom is there, and she has some words for him. Behave yourself. Make sure you respect her. And I think his mom is so pretty. She just, I don't know, the way she just came. I was like, where did she come from? But I was like, and Dad was like, mucho suerte. Mucho, be happy. So don't worry, be happy. That's what's his words. For Carla, her brother-in-law walked her down the aisle, which I thought was sweet. And she was like, it just feels right. And he was like, you can always not go down. You good?
I need people to stop giving people out. Don't give people out. At this point, I've been through all these tests. I've been through all this stuff. Ain't no out.
Yeah.
That's why the girl from last season who ran, like, you went through everything. Why run?
Yeah. And so her sisters go in. Oh, the one thing about her sisters, I think was her, like, they all had different dresses on. Like, they weren't even the same color. Very different.
I know that, but
one has stripes on her dress.
But it's her personality.
I know.
Carla wants to be free spirited, just like when we talk about Amelia and Bennett. They had people in unicycles in their weddings, so it's like,
yeah, I was
she's
like,
a free. I know you wouldn't do that.
No. I just thought it was. I noticed. I was like, oh, like they really don't have the same dress on, not even the same color scheme, but not the same color. Yeah, but anyway, and so when he comes in, he greets them. And he thanks them, and he gets teary-eyed. And he says, I'm a sensitive guy. He's emotional. I was like, dang.
That's the part I thought, like, dog, you really crying like that? Like, just like Young and the Restless, and As the World Turns, and Bold and the Beautiful. Y'all see I watch CBS. I used to watch CBS. CBS. It's like, this seemed like it's soap opera. But anyway.
I thought it was cute. I was like, oh.
Maybe because of the way he looked like he should be on a soap opera.
A telenovela.
Yeah. So that's why it looked like his, Anyway.
Yeah, he does.
He looked like he's supposed to be on the other.
Yeah, telenovela.
He's supposed to be on telenovela somewhere.
And so he's like, I'm a sensitive guy. His family is like, her family's like, hey, brace yourself. Just a hint, brace yourself. And he was like, I'm nervous. And when she walks in, he smiles and she smiles back. And when she gets to the altar, she says, hello, mister. And they introduce themselves. And she was like, are you in love already? He's like, I think I can get there. But what her family says about her, she's adventurous, spunky, one of a kind, an old soul. She's a listener. She sees the best in everyone, believes everything happens for a reason. She's caring and madly in love with her husband already. She's a foodie. She runs late, but she tries to be punctual. So just brace yourself for that. She runs to the beat of her own drum. She doesn't like being told no. She'll find a way to get it done or gets him to change his mind. And he gives a teethy laugh.
That is not good.
No.
Because if you going into this not to be told no and you try to change it, that's not good for a marriage.
I don't know. I feel like I don't know. We'll see his personality.
I need to know what his family means by brace yourself.
No, her family said that to him.
Yeah.
Like, brace yourself for her.
Oh, yeah, she is.
Right. His family says that he's loyal. He's been waiting to be a loyal husband. He's fun-loving, outgoing, ambitious, believes in multiple streams of income and joy. He works and plays hard, and he's appreciative. He'd appreciate a supporter, and he would be her biggest cheerleader.
Yeah.
Her vows, I believe everything happens for a reason. I'm happy I never settled. I'll be your biggest supporter, give you love, respect, and nourish, and offer all of her. His vows, from the moment our eyes met today. I'm choosing to embrace the unknown, embark on a journey of love, try to understand you, listen, trust and companionship, be a foundation. I'll be an open heart and spirit. We'll be partners for life as soulmates. And the one thing I noticed is that the way they were standing at the altar, they were like a mile apart. The first time they touched was when they had exchanged the rings.
Body language. I don't know, you stranger. I know, ain't no Jeopardy, ain't no stranger danger. No. But again, I noticed that too. But I think it's just out of where he was at. He expected her to come closer, and she expected him. And both of them like, you know what? I'm comfortable in my spot, and we're not moving. Right? I'm not moving right now until we get to the point. So Yeah.
So when they're pronounced husband and wife.
Pronounced.
Huh? I said pronounced.
Oh no, you didn't. I was just repeating.
Why? Oh, okay, weird.
Yeah.
This is what happens when you used to do videos by yourself. Wow, when somebody else is talking, you repeat.
I'm not messing with you. I'm not messing with you today. Next, move on. Move on.
He asked her, "Can I have a kiss?" She was like, "Of course." And they kiss, walk out holding hands. He's all teeth. So they chat afterwards. They're happy to meet each other. She said she was most nervous to tell her dad, though he's not there. He is supportive. He was like, "Oh, she's beautiful and talkative." And she says he was surprised to see him. She talks about how she's very deep. She doesn't like small talk and surface talk. She's a hair, and she got the multiple streams of income struck with her because she's a hairstylist, Pilates instructor, and a sound healer. He was like, "Oh, you're a sound healer? Oh, you're like my brother Juan Pablo because he reads tarot cards."
And she reads tarot cards as well. I saw that. That was an after party.
Yeah, I was at first I was like, but sound healer doesn't necessarily go with tarot cards. That's something else. But like you said, we find out later. That's why she was like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah.
He has 2 startups, a tech company and a construction company, and but he's in full-time sales. Let's see. They talk about the fact that he likes to cut. They both like to cuddle. He likes to cuddle. He cooks and cleans, and he's not a homebody. He's out
in the streets
again because he has these jobs. When he's not working, he does enjoy himself, but he works a lot.
But she's out too, so that they both have their multiple. They shouldn't want for any money if they budget right, and they should be nice having fun dinners, out places, and enjoying themselves because they both are out people.
Yeah, and he likes to dance. He likes the salsa. And she was like, "Oh, you're gonna have to teach me because I just be doing stuff." They both like to travel. He talks about the fact that he's born in Colombia, and she talks to her about, again, her big Latino family. Both of her parents are Mexican, and the wild part, neither one of them have actually dated Latinos. But his is because I grew up in North Carolina. When I came from Colombia, I came to North Carolina, and it wasn't a whole lot of Latinos.
Yeah.
So I didn't have a lot to pick from. And she's like, "I haven't dated a lot of Latinos either. I want to know, who was they dating? I'm just curious."
Caucasian?
I don't know. I feel like she might have dated some black men.
I don't know. She might have, but by slim pickings, but I'm Caucasian.
But I thought that was interesting. Yeah. I thought that was interesting.
Some of us, well, I'm not
like his made sense.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't really explain. So, but anyway, they would talk about, she says it's new for her, but it just feels right. But I think in the matching thing, didn't they both say, he said he wanted a.
Yeah, he did. They both said what they wanted.
They said they wanted a Latino or Hispanic person, which is odd because they never date. But anyway, so that's it with them.
Hold on. It's not odd. We can date, but when I get married, this is what I want. Dating is one thing. Marriage is something different.
But you got to date before you can get married.
Yeah, but some people is different in cultures and families. Mama, you can't use a comb, don't bring it home, type deal.
Yeah, but anyway, so they have a nice little time chat, and she kisses him on the cheek, and that's it with Carla and Juan.
Carla and Juan.
Juan y Carla.
Yeah, I don't speak Spanish. I need the subtitles for Spanish.
So let's.
I can say a lot. I need subtitles for Spanish stuff. I don't speak Spanish. She does.
No, but I don't know. I understand Spanish for the most part. I can catch most of the words, but I mean, we had the same problem. Like, they speak so fast, it's hard for me to catch. But I've heard the other two, that Americans speak so fast that other people that don't speak English or don't speak it that well have a hard time catching us too. So, but I could definitely, I'll get way more words than him. I'll get whole phrases and sentences.
Yes, you do get more than I do.
Because somebody took a language in school that really only benefits them if they go to that country.
Expectancy Deutsch.
Sí. Yo hablo español. Okay? Sie sprechen Deutsch. So let's go to our other couple that has international ties.
International ties.
MM and Ikechi.
Ikechi.
I wrote it down phonetically. Ikechi.
Ikechi.
Which is funny later that we find out his name. Okay. As she's getting ready for her wedding, she's singing that song. I think it was on TikTok. I'm happy to see my husband. I'm happy to see my husband. She is ready to go.
My man.
She's like, I'm nervous, but I'm anxious, but I'm ready. She didn't think it would happen this way because she says she's strategic. She's a planner. She's a nurse practitioner. We find it out later as they're chatting. But so she likes stuff in order. So for her to be out here doing this is like not usual for her. Him, when he talks to his grooms, and he said the best case scenario is when I go, she's a baddie. She's goal driven, inspiring. He's excited, but he still has questions. And his friend's like, what do you think marriage is? He says, I know marriage is a compromise. It's a friendship, unlike any other. And he says he hopes to have some inkling of the kind of marriage that his friends have. He said, I'm trying to be like y'all when I grow up. And he knows it's going to take work and sacrifice. I feel like when they say that beforehand, sometimes then when they actually have to work and sacrifice,
they don't know what really is. When they talk about work and sacrifice in marriage
and compromise,
it's a lot.
I've found that the ones that talk about that the most don't always do it.
No. I knew it was gonna be work in marriage and compromise when we got married. I didn't know how much work, but it's work. And I know you probably say it's a lot of work too. We start adding kids and you start adding other things into it. It's work.
Oh, I thought you was trying to say something else.
I'm not trying to say nothing about you. That's a whole different podcast.
I thought you was trying to say I'm a piece of work.
Oh, no. I know I'm a piece of work. You got to deal with me some days.
Well, you got to deal with me too.
I know, not in a bad way. Matrimony thoughts coming. Anyway, let's keep moving.
Anyway. Okay, the unknown is nerve-wracking, but she's ready for a full-time husband.
Mm-hmm. And hold up. She's ready. I don't care what she is like. If you watch episode 1 and episode 2, she's giddy. She is like, I'm ready. My dad's not here. I'm sorry, but I'm ready to get married. Like, she's ready to go now.
Because side note, we didn't review episode 1, but her dad was like big on education in your career. Get your career first. Mm. So
she got a career.
In the previous episode, when she tells her family it's her 35th birthday.
Yes.
So she's 35 and she tells them she's getting married. And I have my own thoughts about that, but this is not the time or the place. Anyway.
It's always a time and place. It's our YouTube channel.
Yeah. No, I mean, I'm just saying, like, you should get your career for sure. But depending on how long it takes you to get to where you want to be in your career, you're going to be like 35, 40, whatever. And I'm just saying this from somebody that had a mom that was 40. You don't want to be the grandma at graduation.
Yeah.
Like, that was my thing. Like, that's what you're, but me to each his own. I feel like you can do your career and your family, but that was what her dad wanted her to focus on. So
I think she focused.
Time slips away.
Time gets away. You 35.
And as a woman, they changed it. It's not geriatric pregnancy no more. I can't remember what they call it now. But eggs age, they don't always want to come out. But that's a chance that you take when it comes to, getting started later, that you might have.
But it also rushes in pregnancy. It rushes in your relationship because now you're at a certain age and you want to push for having a child where you and your partner haven't known each other yet. Mm-hmm. So I can see that being something in their relationship that may be a issue because she seems to me like she's going to push for kids early. Mm-hmm. And he seemed like, we can hold off for a minute.
I don't know. He might be ready to go for it too. But anyway, she says, I know for sure this person wants to be married because they're in this process. Mm-hmm. Little do you know, honey, he want to be married?
This is the second time in the process.
Bruh tried Houston and got rejected. They could not find him a match. And so here he is in Chicago.
Now, he didn't move to Chicago because of Married at First Sight, but it just so happened. He think it's grace and divine intervention that he goes to Chicago and they're filming another season of Married at First Sight. So he tries that again and he gets it in here we are.
I think the fact that he tried before helped him get in.
That too. It probably was like one of the close people, you know.
Because then they had, well, who else did they do that with?
Somebody, the dude from Nashville, the one that married the young girl. I can't remember his name. Y'all can help me out.
The one that lived in Michigan.
They want to live in Michigan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that didn't work. But anyway, so again, like her dad passed away, and so her friend was like, "I know your dad can't be here," so they give her a necklace, so he's with her there in spirit, and she's really touched by that, and the her sister also was like, "Hold on, got something else." I talked to mom, and mom says, you know, give you encouraging words and all the positive words and prayers, and this again. Her mama is supportive, but not so much of how it's happening. She said her mom, she's Nigerian. They do arranged marriages. So her mom is fine with the arranged marriage part. It's the publicity, the public the TV, show, the TV of it, all that she really can't get with. But she's supportive of her daughter. Yeah. He writes a poem for his wife. Do you think it's too much? Do you think it's too much that I write a poem? And they were like, no. He's like, you know, I want her to know that it's not accident, it's not haphazard. And his friends were like, put in there how much you long for this moment. And, you know, he's like, I'm being the most vulnerable I've been. I'm sharing this creative side of me. I hope she receives it. Yeah. She talks about how she was engaged before, but she had valid concerns. She wants to be with somebody to take care of her and be a leader because she's a boss chick. Outside of that, so in the home, I want to be, y'all don't like this word, a little more submissive and let him. But people don't like that word.
Submissive is not a
because y'all think that means a doormat, and it doesn't.
It's not a doormat. No,
it doesn't.
It's just compromising one for another.
Yeah. He says timing is everything. We talked about how he didn't get picked before, and he doesn't want to play with her heart, and so he hopes it'll be reciprocated. And his friends, like, you know, you believe in folk and make them believe. Mm-hmm. The one friend was like, when I was down, you lift me up. But he's like, that's the kind of person you are. You're an uplifting person. And I know you'll bring that to your wife.
And he's a college
counselor.
College counselor. He helps kids get in college.
Yeah. So she gets the gift from him and reads a poem, and all him. They're like, bars. Okay.
Now, granted, he's also a musician.
Yes.
So he's also a musician. So to me, the poem and creative, right? The song and the poem was like, okay, he's working his gift. He
gets her gift, which is a set with glasses and what's am I trying to say?
Can't remember. Don't give me the line.
But it was for alcohol. Yeah. What am I trying to say? Not a flask, which I forget what you call. Yeah, whatever.
A bar set.
You know what I'm talking about. And she tells him, save it for our 1 year anniversary. Oh, she already speaking in faith that it's gonna come to pass. So they were like, oh, okay. So anyway, his mom greets him. She's nervous, but you know, she says he's more than ready. Hope his wife can see all the joy and brilliance that he's bringing. He talks about the fact that he was the only child in a single family, raised by his mom, and she walks him in, and her friend smiled and said, he's like, oh, y'all look like a good family over there. Looks like a good family over there. And what I thought was interesting is, because we saw this before with what's his face? Now, why would I forget his name? It's a lot of Black queens and Hispanic queens. And why would you pick this one?
Chris.
Yeah.
Chris
had.
How you forget Chris?
That's what I just said. I forgot his name. He had his pastor marry them.
Yeah.
Well, Ikechi, his godfather, William, is the officiant. So I thought that was interesting. Because we always wonder, who's picking these people, where they coming from? Is it random?
Hope it works out.
Yeah.
The last one that had a pastor that knew them was terrible. And the pastor flipped it and got his own, he booming on Instagram. But anyway, that's all different. He flipped it. He became the star of the show.
So Ikechi daps him up and he introduces himself to her side of the family. And her cousin, who we met earlier in the previous episode when she was in her 35th birthday, her cousin walks her down. It's like, I appreciate you being here and, doing this. I know my dad would appreciate it, that you're doing it.
Hey, you gotta look out for cuz.
And he says they're all excited for her. And so he smiles when he sees her. She is grinning from ear to ear. That's just her. She is grinning from ear to ear.
She's the young girl. As I watched her, I'm like, she's the young girl that always wants to be married. You know how the little girls play when they was younger and they want to be married and they want to be.
But more than that, she's been waiting.
And she's been waiting. She's been waiting for her man.
She's been waiting.
And I'm not mad at her.
Following what her dad says. She's been waiting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And let her. Hey, I'm not mad at her. Have excitement. It'll be an exciting day. It'll be a happy day.
So they introduce themselves to each other. And she says,
She likes what she sees.
Looks at him like, mm-hmm.
She likes what she
and
sees.
gives a look, and he gives a look to the audience like, yeah, okay. And a head nod. They both giggle. Like their whole interaction, I was like, oh.
Don't be fooled.
I know.
Yo,
but I like the first. I know, don't be fooled, but I like the first interaction. I'm like, okay.
The first interaction always good. Then you be like, God, dog, what happened?
I know.
Like, dang.
I know.
But anyway.
Her family says she embodies humility, craves nurturing, guidance, and love. Only a husband can provide. She's got an open heart, ambition, and drive. She's a boss chick, unafraid, buckle up for the journey ahead. For him, some of the same words. He got ambition. He sets on a goal and sees it through. His creativity wears his heart on his sleeve. You'll be prepared for all the stories that he's gonna have to give you laughter. He's been waiting her presence over the years. Vows from him. He starts his vows. Where you been? I was like, oh, okay.
Like, where you been?
He said, where you been? Love is patient. Love is kind. These are years of prayer for a spouse turned into doubt. But then I realized the love takes time. I mean, like, his vows are written like somebody that's creative, that's a musician that writes songs. I was like, yes.
ChatGPT.
Come on. No, that's him. Stop. Don't do that. Don't discredit my man. Don't do that. EKG.
EKG vows was good. What I'm saying, we talk about this all the time. They do all these vows and don't live up to the vows.
Yeah.
They say all this stuff and don't live up to the stuff.
Well,
but see, I'm not saying they won't. What I'm just saying is, when you make vows, right, in your wedding or your marriage, and you let you write your own vows, you're telling the person what you're going to do.
Right.
And I just need them to play it out.
Well, his wasn't even so much that he says that, I've been praying for your presence. And so basically he was like, between me and my friends, this is what we pray. I prayed that and I didn't write it all down, but it was very eloquent.
But when you get a gift, right, that you've been praying for, you cherish and take care. Not saying he's not.
Right.
I'm just talking about people in the past. And a lot of other people say what he said. You take care of that gift. You cherish that gift. You nurture. So I just want to see him.
But I think the difference is, okay, and we've talked about this before. Like Juan said, it's the unknown. This is what you expect to do. I want to be able to do this, but they've never been married before.
Yeah.
They've never been married to a stranger. And so I went into it like this, but gosh, I didn't expect that they were going to be hard to deal with. I didn't expect that this would happen. Like Tristan and Mia. I didn't expect to not make it out the airport.
I didn't expect her to get arrested.
You know what I'm saying? And so stuff like that, it's stuff that you can't account for. So this is what I intend to do, but it's a process, and
True.
Stuff get thrown at you and it's like, oh, okay, how do I handle this? But anyway, her vows, to my now forever husband, I'll take care of his heart so much, because I know you'll take great care of mine as well. I'll be open and honest from a place of love, not hurt, a place of safety, give loyalty, be a life partner and a best friend. And when they are pronounced, but he looked like he about to say, can I give you a kiss? And she smacks the kiss right on his lip. You ain't got to ask me, bruh. I'm finna give you all of this.
I told you she's ready.
I'm gonna give you all of this. So afterwards, they walk out, and we got so much to talk about. He says that's when he explained he's from Houston. He moved there for work, and to get married. The energy feels great so far. He says, says, she feels peace with her husband. No, she says her name means peace.
Right.
But she also feels that from him too. It means peace. And she talks about her dad being Igbo. Or Igbo. It's Igbo. And so her name. So we find out Ikechi is Igbo too. But he doesn't have any Igbo in his family. Right. His mom liked the name. And so I thought it was interesting that their names had the same origin, but he's not that at all. Let's see. But his name means God's power, and his last name is Warrior. So it's God's powerful warrior. She talks about how she's a nurse practitioner.
So that means she's a peaceful warrior?
She's a nurse practitioner. He's like, okay, come on, professional woman. And they both was like, I asked for somebody black on black. Okay. That was their request. Mm-hmm. And what I like so far is what they asked for.
They're actually given, because there's been some seasons where people asked for things and they wasn't giving what they asked for, and that was their complaint. Y'all didn't give me what I asked for. And they blamed the experts. Maybe the experts in Married at First Sight is listening when it came to Chicago, that are actually giving people what they asked for.
Yeah, because that's what they asked for.
Because when we get to other couples, she asked for something too.
And I think I think she kind of got it.
She got it.
She kind of got it. But anyway, and that's what he talks about. He lived between Houston and Atlanta. He moved to Chicago in January. And his boss is the reason why he's on the show. She was like, I think you should do it. You should do it. And he says, they couldn't find me a wife in Houston. So
they found me a wife in Chicago. Here
I am. All right. Moving quickly.
Moving on quickly.
Swiftly.
We got stuff to do.
Madison and Allan. Okay. Madison is 29. Allan is 35. He implements software on the finance side.
This was the first couple. I just remember.
I can remember. And she's in tech consulting and HR software. Yeah. They're excited to she's excited to meet her husband, the unexpected. When she comes down the aisle, yeah, you're right. When she comes down the aisle, he says, "God, dog," but not God, dog. And she smiles when she sees him, gives him a hug. Mm-hmm. Oh, you're freaking beautiful. And
their proximity was close.
Yes.
They was real close in their proximity. He was head over heels over her beauty, how she looks. He was like, y'all got it right. Like, yes, let's do this.
Yeah. And since I didn't see the complete first episode, but she brought the banana that he gave. Yes, what was the purpose of the banana?
He gave her the banana in a box, and it was just like, we're just gonna have a good time, fun. It was like a prank joke. So it's like him having fun, and she had a banana in her bouquet in this episode. So he was showing her how fun loving and prankster and jokester he is.
Yeah, but I'm gonna be real. I think he would irritate me because later on I'm like, okay.
He does a lot.
So they hold hands and kiss.
Yes.
And he kisses her hand, is what I mean. But they hold hands and he kisses her hand.
He was ready.
Yeah. And he was like, okay, what are we going to do? Be Madeline? She's like, maybe Addison. He's like, oh, we'll figure it out later. Their couple name. That's what I was like. That's so. You're doing the most.
That's so early 2000s.
You're doing the most.
So Jennifer.
Yeah, you're doing the most. Her family says she's cheerful, social, always always a light. She's got courage and hard work. She graduated summa cum laude. The lowest grade she ever got was an A-. Boy, you in trouble.
She a smart drunk.
She's a globetrotter, and that's the part. She got kicked out of
Oktoberfest. Listen, I lived in Germany, right?
Because she was toe up drunk on the table.
I lived in Germany, and I know how. And I've been to Oktoberfest. So when you go, you have to do really, really bad to get kicked out of Oktoberfest because everybody been drinking all day long. Everybody been partying. You had to do the worst. You had to be like tipsy, like almost like getting ready to hurt yourself drunk to be kicked out of Oktoberfest. So that's why I call her a smart drunk. But anyway, smart party goer.
But she's loving and caring and will always have his back. For him, his family says there are many dimensions to him. He's got all kind of energy. He's eclectic. That means he's into tennis and anime. And did they say he makes bread? He'll make you some bread.
He'll make you some bread here, baby.
His favorite place to travel is the place she got kicked out of Oktoberfest, Germany. And they were like, oh, wow.
They had both been there around the same months.
Yes. And he needs someone that's that can embrace his unique quirkiness and his passion. Yeah. Okay, her vows: I'll be your confidant, supporter, cheerleader, and your critic, your best critic, but like in a good way. I promise to be vulnerable and not shut you out or I'll make you feel seen and heard, give you laughter. I can't say that I won't wake up with the craziest bedhead. I sleep with my mouth open, that kind of stuff. For his vows, dearest wifey, embrace the unknown with open arms and heart. I'll learn to understand you. Again, they saying the same stuff. I'll be a confidant and companion. I'll communicate open and honesty with openness and honesty. Hopefully love can grow, give you a healthy dose of ridiculousness and spontaneity. And so when they get pronounced, he says, can I kiss you? And she says, absolutely. So they kiss. She's excited. He looks good in his suit. The eyes are beautiful. He said he's speechless. He don't know. He's just like, wow.
Best he ever had. Best he ever had. Best he ever had. He
couldn't have dreamed of a better situation. He been wanting somebody to put the vibe in together.
Yeah, I'm ready for the vibe.
Been trying to find his person, but just that swiping stuff just wasn't getting it. It's so superficial, and that's when they talk about their work.
I'm so glad that we got before the whole swipe left, swipe right dating app situation. Yeah. I couldn't swipe. I got to meet people. The internet dating thing is.
Yeah. They talk about their work, which I said before is funny because she said she's in tech consulting. She helps people, companies with their HR software. He's like, well, crap. I implement new software, but on the finance side, wow.
They'll be at home both with their laptops and computers.
She makes them feel comfortable. They share champagne and a kiss. And that's it. And you're right. They were the first couple. So last but not least, we had Michelle and David.
Michelle, if y'all remember from the first episode, said she's into light-skinned black men. All right? She's into light-skinned black men.
That's why I said they didn't do too bad. He's Dominican, right?
He's light-skinned. You could think he's black if you don't ask him.
What I thought was funny is that when she was talking to, I think this was the first episode, it was like, well, who can I picture you with? A guy with a man bun.
With a man bun, yeah.
And what does he come down in?
A man bun.
A man bun. Put all that curly hair. I'm glad he didn't have it. He almost reminded me of Michael with his hair. Michael from
last season.
Yeah.
From Denver.
Yes. Cause I was like, I'm so glad he didn't come down with that crazy ponytail on the side of his head.
I'm just happy that in marriage, like I told you, their full marriage didn't happen. But I'm interested to see how his mother didn't really want to let go.
Oh, he said he's a mama's boy, but in a good way, meaning I respect my mama, and that's how it is. He said he grew up in a female, that was him, right? Female dominated family. So a lot of females in his family. So he's learned to respect females and he'll appreciate, them. She's been single for 6 years. Go ahead.
Yeah, not 6 years, but I'm interested to see how his wife knows that he lives in the basement. Now, he said he lives in the basement of his parents' house, not because he can't take care of himself, but he just don't want to leave home.
Not that he didn't want to leave home, but he says, when I go, I want to go out from this into a home. Like, I don't want to have to do an apartment before I can get to, like, when I leave from out of here, I want to have my own whole everything.
I get it, but guess what? You're about to move into an apartment.
But he's 36.
Married at first sight is not giving you. My kids are not going to stay with me till they're 36.
I'm not going to say what they won't do.
No.
Because
I'm not going to allow them to stay here. Go fly, you butterfly. Butterfly, go fly. Hey, eagles drop their kids out the net. But anyway, that's a whole matrimony thoughts. That's the matrimony thoughts episode as well. It's coming in November, y'all. We're gonna talk. Look, it's coming.
She's been single for 6 years. She's ready to
It's coming.
anyway. It's wedding day.
Yeah.
It's his birthday as well.
That
the unique
sucks.
thing.
That sucks.
His brother got married on his birthday. His father got married on his birthday. This is why it sucks. If it don't work out, you got the memory of a failed marriage on your birthday every time your birthday comes around.
Then you make it easy for your spouse because it's your birthday and anniversary. Like you it's like having a birthday on Christmas.
Her sister was like, okay, what do you expect? And she says, I have little to no expectations, because basically, and I understand, don't picture nothing, don't like, because when you get there, then you'll be like, God, dog, I was expecting tall, I was expecting short, I was expecting muscular, like
I expected Janet Jackson to end up with Freddie Jackson.
And her sister, one of her sisters, like, I got 1,000 questions for him. What's this? What do you do? Blah, 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 blah.
Question the man to death.
And they was like, we come from a lot of judgy and opinionated women. I hope he's ready. They gonna eat him up about that living in the basement.
Yeah, next week's episode is when they finally get married, and next week's episode when they get to meet the families and they get to discuss all that stuff at the receptions. Yeah, they give him the business.
I already know. Yeah, her mom says she's full of surprises. But they're surprised at her doing this process because she was the type of kid that her sister was like, man, I remember you cried to get on the school bus. Then I had to come get you because you didn't have no friends.
We know some kids that
like you was a mess. And they would like to see her. Basically, she seemed more shy, but she kind of bloomed and blossomed since then. Now she's more brave and fun.
That's like the one we got who went to daycare the first day, and after the first day, like, I don't need to go back.
It wasn't daycare. It was preschool.
Preschool. Like, excited.
That was a little one.
Excited to go to preschool. Excited, loved it, and got there first day. Said, okay, I'm tired of this. I'm done.
She's like, I gotta go tomorrow.
I gotta go tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do. And you still going.
So for him, he's like, I got a lot of things to consider. I got to consider someone else. Yeah. The same thing for her, because she's been so independent. It's like, now I'm used to just getting up and going. So now I got to let somebody know where I'm going. That's going to be a change. So he says he's going to fight to the death. He's seen successful marriages, so fair is not an option.
Yeah, because he comes with successful marriages. If you don't remember, his parents been successful marriage, his grandparents been successful marriage. His grandma's funny, and so we come from successful marriages. So I'm all in. Mm-hmm. But we've seen that from other couples who say they all in, and they come from successful marriages. And when decision day come, deuces. Mm-hmm. But anyway, it's what's best for them.
Yeah. So real quick, so we see her bridesmaids. I've remarked on Carla's bridesmaids. Her bridesmaids are all in black, which I thought that was different, but their dresses was similar.
Not really different. You watch Love and Blind. That's what Marissa wanted. Marissa wanted all black. I know we got a crossover audience. Marissa wanted all black wedding.
Oh no.
She didn't get
that. It's still a scary situation. She's hopefully there's no tears, nervous to see his family. Can't wait to see who it is. His parents greet him. The mom basically was like, I don't want to cut the apron strings, but I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna miss you.
Please don't be like me.
He's like, I left my luggage at the door. I hope she's ready to leave her luggage too, because everybody comes into a relationship with luggage.
With baggage.
Leave your luggage at the door.
Leave it at the door.
And this is the crazy part. He's the firstborn and still been living at home. Don't want to turn him loose. But anyway.
She probably still makes his bed in the basement.
He walks in with his mom after their chat. She meets up with her dad. Her dad's all choked up. What I thought was funny is that, he's like giving compliments to the mom. I'm like, I feel like her parents must not be together, because she says, thank you for being here, Dad. Like,
yeah, I don't think they're together.
She didn't expect him. Maybe it's because of the process. Maybe that's what it is.
Maybe
but it kind of,
it gave like they're two different places.
Yes.
It didn't give like you told me no and then you changed your mind and you showed up.
Right. So
hey, but
that was the quick end, because they didn't get married.
So they didn't get married. Quick end. Hey, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification. Give us your thoughts on this season so far of Married at First Sight. Let us know. We'll give you our predictions after the next episode. after everybody get married, we'll tell you who we think is gonna stay married, who's gonna stay married, and who's gonna get divorced. But once again, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification. Jac and Glen is back, and I'm glad to be here with Jac. Glad to be here with Jac. But check out the other videos and other reviews. Once again, talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye.